Okay, may we all rise for the national anthem. This is now the new national anthem, I hope you know. Nigeria, we hail thee, our own dear native land. Though tribe and tongue may differ, in brotherhood we stand. Nigerians all are proud of the land. Thank you. Okay, can we have somebody pray for us? Can you pray for us?
Thank you, Madam. Let's be in attitude of prayers. Let's rise for prayers. My name is Barrister Adetutu Shinyonbola. Father, in the name of Jesus, thank you for this meeting. Accept our thanks in Jesus' name. We want to start this meeting, oh Lord. Come and chair this meeting yourself. Come and be the Alpha and the Omega of this meeting, oh Lord, in the name of Jesus. Take absolute control of everything we are going to do here today in the name of Jesus. Let all the glory be yours and all the blessings be ours in Jesus' name. In Jesus' mighty name I've prayed.
Amen. Okay. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is now 10:07, and I'm pleased to welcome you to the 18th Annual General Meeting of our dear company, Courteville Business Solutions. I declare the meeting open now, and again, I ask, please, can everybody just confirm that your phones are on silent, please? Confirm. Sometimes we forget. Just put your phones on silent, please. All right, thank you very much. In line with the provisions of Section 256 of CAMA, no business shall be transacted at any general meeting unless a quorum of members is present at the time when the meeting proceeds to business and throughout the meeting. The registrars have informed me that we have a quorum required to constitute this general meeting in person and by proxy. And the same is also in line with the provisions of the Articles of Association of the company. Having formed a required quorum, I hereby declare that this meeting is properly convened and duly constituted. Dear esteemed shareholders, please be informed that the register of shareholders of the company is available for inspection in the course of the meeting. However, the registers of directors' shareholding is also available for inspection in line with the provisions of Section 301, subsection 1 of the Companies and Allied Matters Act 2020. I would also like to state that the register of directors' attendance at board meetings, registers of substantial shareholders, and any other statutory registers are available for inspection during the meeting as statutorily required. I will now introduce the members of the board of directors to our esteemed shareholders. Dear fellow directors, please stand up briefly for recognition when called upon. As you might know, I am Iruna Ejibe, a non-executive director representing Mr. Afam Edozie, the chairperson of our company, who unavoidably is joining us via electronic means. I joined the board of the company on the 7th of September 2018. Mr. Edozie is the chairman of the company. He joined the board of company on the 14th of May 2008. Dr. Adebola Akindele is the group managing director of the company. Dr. Akindele joined the board of Courteville Business Solutions PLC as the managing director on March 14, 2008. Alhaji Adewale Shonaike, the deputy managing director of the company. He was appointed as executive director of the company on the 14th of March 2008. Mr. Oye Ogundele is executive director of the company. He joined the board of the company on the 28th of July 2008. Mr. Femi Adekoya is a non-executive director appointed to the board on the 7th of September 2018. Mr. Ladi Sonny is also a non-executive director of the company. He joined the board of Courteville Solutions PLC on 13th November 2018. Mr. Sonny is attending online too. I am also pleased to introduce Mr. Femi Akinola, the representatives of the law firm of Jackson, Eti and Edu as the company secretary to our esteemed shareholders. The profiles of respective directors are contained in the annual reports, and the same is also available on the company's website. I would also like to introduce the various professional parties and regulators who assisted our company in discharging its responsibility effectively during the year under review. The auditors of the company, ABAX OSAL professionals, are present at today's meeting and are being represented by Mrs. Olakbeju Shofora. The Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, is present at today's meeting and is represented by Mrs. Census Rosemary. Mr. Yaya Lawal is here to represent our registrars, Crescent Registrars Limited, at this meeting. The Corporate Affairs Commission has indicated that none of their representatives will be present to attend this meeting. The following shareholders' representatives on the audit committee for the financial year ended 31st December 2022 are also present at today's meeting. They are Mr. Ayodele Ogundeji, Mr. Lawrence Jidua, and Mrs. Temilade Durojaye. Ladies and gentlemen, it is with sadness of heart that I inform you that Mrs. Temilade Durojaye, a representative of the shareholders of the company on the statutory audit committee of the company, passed away on the 17th of August 2022 after a brief illness. Therefore, please let us stand up to observe a minute of silence for Mrs. Durojaye. May her gentle soul rest in perfect peace. being an important and vibrant representative of the members of the company on the audit committee. There's no doubt that the professional disposition of Mrs. Durojaye will be dearly missed. At this point, I hereby call on the representative of the company secretary to read the notice convening the 18th annual general meeting of the company. This can be found on page 4 of the annual reports and accounts.
Notice convening the 18th annual general meeting of Courteville Business Solutions PLC. Notice is hereby given that the 18th annual general meeting of Courteville Business Solutions PLC will hold at the Legation Hall, 40/41 Industrial Avenue, Sabo Yaba, Lagos, on Thursday, 25th of July, 2024, at 10 a.m. prompt to transact the following businesses. 1, to lay before the members of the company the audited financial statements for the year ended 31st December 2022, together with the reports of the directors, independent auditors, and the audit committee thereon. 2, to elect and re-elect the directors of the companies, retiring by rotation. 3, to authorize the directors of the company to fix the remuneration of the external auditors of the company, that is, Abbas Oksa professionals. 4, to elect the members of the statutory audit committee. 5, to disclose the remunerations of the managers of the company. Special businesses. We have only one special business to transact today. So to consider and, if thought fit, to pass the following as a special resolution: that the director's remuneration for the year ending 31st December 2022 and for the succeeding years until reviewed by the company at its annual general meeting be and is hereby fixed at a sum of 10,300,000 naira by the order of the board, Jackson Ethel and Edu, the company secretary. In order to save time, with the permission of the members of the shareholders hereby present, I hereby suggest that the notes to the notice be taken as read. Thank you very much.
Okay. This one?
Yes. That's Chairman's statement.
It's okay. Okay.
Taken as read.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Company Secretary. And I'd also just like to ask again that we sort of limit our movement. There's quite a bit of noise going on. I'd appreciate if all our esteemed shareholders please limit the movement. Thank you. The chairperson's statement in respect. Okay. We now move to the ordinary business of the day. The first item on our agenda for today is to lay before the shareholders the financial statements of the company for the year ended 31st December 2022. The report of the directors, together with the reports of the auditors and the audit committee thereon, which had previously been circulated to shareholders in accordance with the provisions of the Companies and Allied Matters Act 2020. At this juncture, I now call on the representative of the auditors, Mrs. Olakbeju Shofowora, to present their report, which is on page 55 of the annual reports and accounts.
Independent Auditors Report to the shareholders of Courteville Business Solutions PLC. Report on the audit of the consolidated financial statements. Opinion. We have audited the consolidated financial statements of Courteville Business Solutions PLC, the group, set out on pages 60 to 98, which comprise the statement of financial position as of 31st December 2022, and the statement of profit and loss and other comprehensive income, statement of changes in equity for the year ended 31st December 2022, and statement of cash flows for the year then ended, and notes to the financial statements, including a summary of significant accounting policies. In our opinion, the consolidated financial statements present fairly in all material respects the financial position of Courteville Business Solutions PLC as of December 31st, 2022, and its financial performance and cash flow for the year then ended in accordance with International Financial Reporting Standards and the requirements of the Companies and Allied Matters Act 2020, Securities and Exchange Commission SEC rules and regulations, and Financial Reporting Council Act number 6, 2011. Basis of our opinion. We concluded our audit in accordance with international standards on accounting in auditing. Our responsibilities under those standards are further described in the auditor's responsibilities for the audit of the financial statements section of our report. We are independent of the group in accordance with the International Ethics Standards Board for Accountants Code of Ethics for Professional Accountants, Part A and B, and other independent requirements applicable for performing audits of financial statements in Nigeria. No, we will get there. Don't worry. It's the abridged. Thank you. It's the abridged version I'm going to give you. But these are important aspects of the reports. We have fulfilled our other ethical responsibilities in accordance with the SBEC code and in accordance with other ethical requirements applicable of performing audits in Nigeria. We believe that the audit evidence we have obtained is sufficient and appropriate to provide a basis for our opinion. Reports on other legal and regulatory requirements. As required by the Companies and Allied Matters Act 2020, that in carrying out our audit, we considered and report to you on the following matters. We confirm that we have obtained all the information and explanations which, to the best of our knowledge and belief, were necessary for the purpose of our audits. In our opinion, proper books of accounts have been kept by the group, so far as it appears from our examination of those books, and the group statements of financial position and statements of profit and loss and other comprehensive income are in agreement with the books of accounts. Abactosa Professionals, Lagos, Nigeria, on the 30th of March, 2023. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I'm pleased to invite Mr. Adekoya, the chairman of the Statutory Audit Committee, to read the Audit Committee's report as indicated on page 41 of the 2022 Annual Reports and Accounts.
Good morning, all. Report of Audit Committee. 1. Members of the Audit Committee, in accordance with the provisions Section 359 subsection 6 of the Companies and Allied Matters Act 2020, the members of the Audit Committee of Courteville Business Solutions PLC, having carried out, that's page 41, having carried out statutory functions under the Act, hereby report as follows. The accounting and reporting policies of the group and agreed ethical practices. The scope and plan of both external and internal audits for the year ended 1st December 2022 are satisfactory and reinforce the group's and agreed ethical practices. We
We are satisfied with the response to our questions and the state of affairs of the Courteville Business Solutions PLC. Members of the audit committee, myself, Olufemi Adekoya, Mr. Ayodele Ugundeji, Mr. Lawrence Didra, Mr. Iruna Ejibe, and Ms. Temilade Droja of blessed memory. Ms. Iruna Ejibe and Ms. Temilade Droja of blessed memory. The group secretary serves as secretary to the committee. Audit committee meetings. The audit committee performs the duties and laid upon it by the Companies and Allied Matters Act 2020 by holding meetings with the key role players on a regular basis and by the unrestricted access granted to the external auditors. The group audit committee meeting and members' attendance of these meetings for the period under review are detailed under. Meetings held 6 times and the virtual member attended 6 times with the exception of Ms. Timila Drojai that attended 3 times. External auditors. The committee satisfied itself through inquiry that the external auditors are independent as defined by the Companies and Allied Matters Act 2020 and as per the standards stipulated by the auditing profession. The audit committee, in consultation with executive management, agreed to the terms of the engagement. The audit fees for the external audit has been considered and approved, taking into consideration such factors as the limiting timing of the audit, the extent of the work required, and the space. Olufemi Adekoya, Chairman, Audit Committee. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, I now lay before you the audited financial statements of the year ended 31st December 2022. In accordance with Section 388, subsection 1 of CAMA 2020. We shall now entertain some questions on the chairperson's statement earlier presented together with the 2022 audit financial statements. Shareholders are now encouraged to ask their questions or add their comments accordingly. In asking questions, dear shareholders, I'll be extremely pleased if you could be brief and limit your comments or observations to 1 or 2 points at a time so that equal opportunities could be extended to other shareholders. Each candidate should kindly state his or her name before asking any question when given the opportunity to speak. References should also be made to the relevant pages of the annual reports and accounts by each speaker. Okay, I'd like to know the people. Okay, I have 1 candidate and 1 shareholder, 2 shareholders. Yes, I think that will be all. Thank you, sir. Please, if you can stand. Can he have a microphone?
I'd like to say good morning all, Board of Directors, regulators present, my esteemed shareholders. My name is Jibuno Godfrey Uche. I am the National Coordinator of Youth Alliance Shareholders Association. Mr. Chairman, this report is historical. Why do I say so? I would like to commend the Board of Directors for the role that they have played coming from COVID-19 with the harsh conditions in terms of the epidemic and security. I'd like to commend the board for keeping it alive, especially the chairman, Mr. Afam Iduzi, and the MD, Mr. Adibola Akindele. I'd like to commend them. I'd like to commend them. Many companies went down during that time, but I thank them for keeping the company afloat. Still under that, on page 22, I saw they did a lot of things on the CSR. Yes, in terms of security, in terms of innovations, awards, and also education. And why do I say education? I'd like to commend the board for that, because education is a very, very vital role. It has to do with the youth. Currently now we are having a challenge on the protest that is coming up that involve youth. So the company is doing well in terms of youth, because if you take care of the youth, the future and the background of the country is better. And I commend them for organizing programs. Like you can see here, you can see a lot of, like the quiz contest and other things to build the youth. I commend the company for doing that. Most companies don't do that. They look other side. But I commend the company for doing that, for taking care of our future of tomorrow. Also, again, I also like to commend the company also for the workforce. Yes, of employing people. When you employ people, you provide mouths to feed. That's on page 10. You see they made employment. During COVID-19, a lot of companies, they downsized. I commend the company for doing that. And last but not least, I thank registrars for, publishing the unclaimed dividends. Yes, with the unclaimed dividends, you can see and know where you have your money and know how to get your money. Thank you, board, for giving me this opportunity. My name is still Jibuno Godfrey Uche. Thank you.
Thank you. And second shareholder, and that will be the last. Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and other directors. The name is William Sadibayo. I want to join the first speaker who mentioned that the report of year 2022 is historical. And since it is historical, and to save our time, let us quickly move to the most current one of year 2023. Thank you. It's a preemptive motion. Someone to second it.
Okay, thank you so very much. I think we had agreed that just two shareholders were going, because they were the ones that, yes. Okay, brilliant. So you've moved the motion. I hereby declare and seconded by a lady. That I like that. A lady.
Thank you for the opportunity. My name is Mrs. Mojisola Oba. I rise to second that motion.
Thank you. I hereby declare I hereby declare the motion passed. Page 6. Okay. So I hereby declare that the audited financial statements of the company for the year ended December 31st, 2022, and the reports of the directors, auditors' report, and audit committee thereon be and is hereby properly laid before the members of the company, and that the directors be discharged of their responsibilities to the company in respect of the audited accounts. We're now moving to the section where various resolutions earlier read by the company secretary will be passed. The registrars will announce the result of the votes for each resolution, and shareholders will have 30 seconds to vote on each resolution. I confirm that many shareholders have sent their proxy forms indicating how their votes should be cast. I hereby invite the registrars to present the proxy reports together with the electronic voting procedure to our esteemed shareholders.
Good morning, sirs. Good morning, esteemed shareholders. Please, the voting will be by raised raising of hand. And when you're raising your hand, please take your card along and raise your card up. Thank you.
So the next item on the agenda is the re-election of directors. The directors to retire are those who have been longest in the service since their last election. In accordance with section 285 subsection 2 of the Companies and Allied Matters Act 2020 and the Company's Articles of Association, Mr. Afam Edozie, being the longest serving director since the last election, retired by rotation immediately after the end of the 2022 financial year. Being eligible, the director has offered himself for re-election. May I ask a shareholder to move that Mr. Edozie, who retired by rotation and who, being eligible, has offered himself for re-election, be and is hereby re-elected as a director of the company. Okay. Our shareholder, thank you.
Please move. And my name is Mr. Otumba Rotimi Blaze.
And I think the first person to put up is the gentleman in the kaftan.
Thank you, Madam Chairperson. The name is Tohir Folonsho Ismaila. I so second.
I now put the resolution to the meeting for voting. Registers, please announce the result of the poll after voting. Show of hands, please. Those in favor? My register, are you there? I know. Okay, for those against, my register.
We have 48 votes. Sorry, we have 48 votes in favor.
Okay, following this announcement, I hereby declare it unanimously carried. Thank you very much. The next business of the day is to authorize the directors to determine the remuneration of the independent auditors, ABAC OSAL professionals who have indicated their willingness to continue in the office in the ensuing year. No. As you are aware, the CAMA provides that the remuneration of the auditors be fixed at the general meetings. I hereby move that the directors be and are hereby authorized to fix the remuneration of the auditors, ABACs, OSA professionals who have indicated their willingness to hold office from the conclusion of this general meeting until the conclusion of the next annual general meeting of this company. Will another member of the company please second the motion? Okay, so I think we have to do gender now. Please, okay, there's a lady at the back in a shirt. Yes, please, can you give her the microphone?
Good morning. Thank you, my chairman. The name is Baka Juliet. I move the motion. Thank you.
She seconds the motion. Really.
Okay, I second the motion. Baka Juliet.
Okay, I did. I also put this resolution to the meeting for voting. Registers, please conduct the voting and announce the result of the poll. Those in favor declare, indicate by the raising of your hands, please. Everybody. So can I say this is carried? Oh, okay. Or registrars, please count for our record. So are we going to assume that the register of attendees will serve as the numbers? Okay, brilliant. So this is carried unanimously. Thank you so very much. The fifth agenda item is to elect the representatives of the shareholders of the company who will serve on the statutory audit committee for the financial year ending 2023, December 2023. Dear esteemed shareholders, please note that this ordinary business has been overtaken by events. Therefore, this business will be transacted at the 19th general meeting of the company scheduled to hold immediately after this meeting. So the next business of the day following that is the disclosure of the remuneration of the managers of the company. Section 257 of the Companies and Allied Matters Act 2020 provides that the disclosure of the remuneration of the managers of the company for the year ended 31st December 2022 be done at this general meeting. Accordingly, I hereby draw the shareholders' attention to page 90 of the annual reports and accounts where managers' remuneration has been duly disclosed. The next business of the day is also a special business, which is to approve the remuneration of directors. The directors' remuneration has remained unchanged since its approval at the annual general meeting of the company held on the 26th of July 2022. And the same is in the aggregate sum of 10,300,000 naira. The same is now being tabled before the shareholders for approval in compliance with the Companies and Allied Matters Act 2020. I would also like to state that no executive director received sitting allowances during the year under review in line with the best practices. I hereby call on a shareholder to move that the director's remuneration for the period ending 31st December 2023 and for succeeding years until reviewed by the company be and are hereby fixed at a sum of 10,300,000 naira only. So, no. I'd like somebody from the back, and maybe to my right. Yes, please.
Thank you, my chairman. My name is Smoguchi Nyerijoma. I so move.
Okay,
I
now
second the motion.
No, you're moving the motion, okay. Chinyere. You're moving the motion.
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
Okay. And now, can I, a gentleman, I want a gentleman this time around. Can I go to the back? There's a gentleman at the back who's wearing a white checkered shirt. There's a gentleman. Please.
Thank you, Chairman. My name is Alhaji Yusuf Salah. I so second the motion.
Thank you. I further put this resolution to the meeting for voting. Registrars, please conduct the voting and announce the result of the poll. Thank you, my wonderful shareholders. Thank you. Thank you. So we will take this as carried unanimously. Yes. Thank you very much. So we have now come to the end of all the formal businesses transacted at this annual general meeting. In the absence of any other matter to be considered, I would like to thank our esteemed and really cooperative, wonderful shareholders for attending this meeting. On behalf of the members of the board, your utmost interest in the affairs of the company are also appreciated. Ladies and gentlemen, I now declare this 18th annual general meeting closed. Thank you all for attending. Okay, and considering we have the next meeting, so in 5 minutes time, 5 minutes please, we will start the next meeting. Thank you so very much. My shareholders, thank you so much for your cooperation. I want another gentleman to give us a closing prayer. Okay, sir. Baba wants to give us. My dear shareholders, we're about to pray. Please, can we?
Salwana Bikari. Allahumma salli ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala ali sayyidina Muhammad kama salata ala sayyidina Ibrahim wa ala ali sayyidina Ibrahim fi alamina nakamid majid. Amen. We thank Almighty Allah for the success of this meeting. We beseech Him to continue to be with us. Al-Fatiha. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. Ar-Rahmanir-Rahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdina siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladzina an'amta alaihim. Ghayril maghdubi alaihim waladdallin.
Amen.
Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun. Wa salamun alal mursalin. Walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin.
Amen. Sir, please, can we know your name? Alhaji Sarama. Thank you very much. So 5 minutes, we'll be back for the next meeting.
Audit committee.
With the permission of the members here present, I hereby propose that this meeting be held now instead of 12 p.m. advertised in the notice. If you agree, say yeah. If you disagree, no disagreement. So, ladies and gentlemen, I hereby welcome you to the 19th annual general meeting of our dear company, and I now declare the meeting open. In line with the provisions of Section 256 of CAMA, no business shall be transacted at any general meeting unless a quorum of members is present at the time when the meeting proceeds to business and throughout the meeting. I have further been informed by the registrars that we have a quorum required to constitute this general meeting in person and by proxy. And the same is also in line with the provisions of the Articles of Association of the company. Having formed a required quorum, I hereby declare that this meeting is properly convened and duly constituted. As earlier announced, please put all your phones on silent. And please be reminded that the register of shareholders of the company is available for inspection in the course of the meeting. However, the registers of directors' shareholding is also available for inspection in line with the provisions of Section 301, subsection 1 of the Companies and Allied Matters Act 2020. I will also like to state that the register of directors' attendance at board meetings, registers of substantial shareholders, and any other statutory registers are available for inspection during the meeting as statutorily required. I've earlier introduced the members of the board, the professional parties, the representatives of the regulators, and shareholders of the audit committee in the course of the 18th annual general meeting. The aforementioned parties remain unchanged during the 2023 financial year. At this point, I hereby call on the company secretary to read the notice convening the 19th annual general meeting of the company. Please refer to your page 4 of the annual reports and accounts for the notice.
Thank you, Chairman. Notice is hereby given that the 19th annual general meeting of Courteville Business Solutions PLC will hold at the Legation Hall, 4041 Industrial Avenue, Sabo Yaba, Lagos, on Thursday, 25th of July, 2024, at 12 p.m. prompt to transact the following businesses. Ordinary businesses, to lay before the members of the company. Yes, that's not it. Ordinary businesses one, to lay before the members of the company the audited financial statement for the year ended 31st December 2023, together with the reports of the directors, independent auditors, and the audit committee thereon. To elect the directors retiring by rotation. To authorize the directors to fix the remuneration of the external auditors. 4, to elect the members of the statutory audit committee. 5, to disclose the remuneration of the managers of the company. The item of the special business. 1, that the directors' remuneration for the year ending 31st December 2023 and for the succeeding years until further reviewed by the company secretary, by the company, and it is annual general meeting B and is hereby fixed at a sum of 10,300,000 naira. 2, that further to the approval of the delisting of the securities of the company from the Nigerian Stock Exchange Limited at the 17th annual general meeting of the company held on the 26th of July 2022 and the mandatory takeover that followed. A, that the remainder of the shareholders who do not wish to remain as the shareholders of the company will be paid the mandatory takeover consideration as directed by the Nigerian Exchange Limited. B, that the directors of the Courteville Business Solutions PLC be and are hereby authorized to appoint Crescent Registrars Limited as the nominee. C, that Crescent Registrars Limited shall aggregate and represent the beneficial interests of the shareholders who opt to remain as the shareholders of the company through the nominee arrangement as signified by completion of the election form. D, that the Crescent Registrars Limited shall be the shareholders on the record concerning the remainder shares held by the remainder shareholders that opt for the nominees arrangement. Finally, that the company's board of directors be and are hereby authorized to take all necessary steps to effect the above resolution by the order of the board. Jackson Etilan Edu, the company secretary. With the permission of the members of the shareholders again, I hereby propose that the notes to the notice be taken as read. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Secretary. The chairperson's statement in respect of the 2023 financial year is on page 23 of the 2023 annual report and accounts. With your permission, I would like the said statement to be taken as read. We now move to the ordinary business of the day. The first item on our agenda for today is to lay before the shareholders the financial statements of the company for the year ended December 31st, 2023, the report of the directors, together with the reports of the auditors and the audit committee thereon, which had previously been circulated to shareholders in accordance with the provisions of the Companies and Allied Matters Act 2020. I now call on the representative of the auditors, Mrs. Olakweju Shofowora, to present their report, which is on page 60 of the annual report. Page 60, please.
Compulsorily, we have to give the opinion, the basis of opinion, and the last paragraph. So that's the abridged version. Thank you. Good morning. Independent Auditor's Report to the shareholders of Courteville Business Solutions PLC. Report on the audit of the consolidated financial statements. We have audited the consolidated financial statements of Courteville Business Solutions PLC, the group, set out on pages 65 to 81, which comprise the statement of financial position as at December 2023, and the statement of profit and loss and other comprehensive income, statement of changes in equity for the year ended 31st December 2023, and statement of cash flow for the year then ended, and notes to the financial statements, including a summary of significant accounting policies. In our opinion, the consolidated financial statements present fairly in all material respects the financial position of Courteville Business Solution as at December 31st, 2023, and its financial performance and cash flow for the year then ended in accordance with the International Financial Reporting Standards and the requirements of the Companies and Allied Matters Act, Security and Exchange Commission's rules and regulations, and the Financial Reporting Council Act as amended. Report on other legal and regulatory requirements. The Companies and Allied Matters Act 2020 refers that in carrying out our audit, we consider and report to you on the following matters. We confirm that we have obtained all the information and explanation which, to the best of our knowledge and belief, were necessary for the purpose of our audit. In our opinion, proper books of accounts have been kept by the group so far as appears from our examination of those books, and the group statement of financial position and statement of profit and loss and other comprehensive income are in agreement with the books of accounts. Abaxusa Professionals, 9th of April, 2024. Thank you very much.
Thank you so very much, ma'am. I am pleased to invite Mr. Adekoya, the chairman of the Statutory Audit Committee, to read the Audit Committee's report as indicated on page 45 of the annual report. Page 45.
Report of the Audit Committee for the year ended 31st December 2023. To the members of Courteville Business Solutions PLC, in accordance with the provisions of Section 404 subsection 4 of the Companies and Allied Matters Act 2020, the members of the Audit Committee of Courteville Business Solutions PLC hereby report as follows. We have exercised our statutory functions in conformity with the provision of Section 404 subsection 7 of the Companies and Allied Matters Act 2020 and acknowledge the cooperation of the management and staff in the conduct of these responsibilities. The scope and planning of both the external and internal audit for the 2023 financial year are satisfactory and are in accordance with the company's internal control system and agreed ethical practices. The external auditors have also confirmed that necessary cooperation was received from the management in the course of discharging their statutory audit functions, and we are also satisfied with the external auditors' managerial responses to recommendations on accounting and internal control matters. The members of the Audit Committee are myself, Olufemi Adekoya, Mr. Lawrence Jidra as member, Mr. Ayo Dele Ogundeji, and Ms. Irona Ejibe as member. Audit Committee meetings. The company's audit committee meetings and members' attendance at these meetings for the period as follows. Myself, the meeting held 24th January 2023 with all the members in attendance. Ms. Drew Jaya, an elected representative of the shareholders at the 17th annual general meeting of the company held on 26 July, passed away on 17th August 2022 after a brief illness. The company secretary served as secretary to the committee. Thank you so much. Thanks so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, I now lay before you the audited financial statements for the year ended 31st December 2023 in accordance with Section 388 subsection 1 of CAMA 2020. We shall now entertain some questions on the chairperson's statement earlier presented together with the 2023 audited financial statements. Shareholders are now encouraged to ask their questions or add their comments accordingly. In asking questions, I ask again, in asking questions, please be brief and limit your comments or observations to 1 or 2 points at a time so that equal opportunities can be extended to other shareholders. Each candidate should kindly state his or her name before asking any question when allowed to speak. References should also be made to the relevant pages of the annual reports and accounts by each speaker. Can I invite shareholder, the elegant woman with the heart?
Thank you, Madam Chairperson. My name is Barrister Adetutu Shiobola. So, thanks so much. Can I stand on the existing protocol? I should lay the protocol. Good morning, Madam Chairperson, other board members here present, the regulatory authorities, my fellow distinguished shareholders, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Barrister Adetutu Shiyonbola. I'm the president of Highly Favored Shareholders Association. I have just a question for this house. My question is on page 2 of the annual report, financial statement. Second to the last item there talks about shareholders fund. Since one of the agenda today is to delist from the Nigerian Stock Exchange and mandatory takeover, I believe this house, the board and the management has done the needful by refunding this shareholders fund with the total assets pari passu to us. That's just the only question I have for this august body. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Thank you. Can we take all the questions? Then we can now answer. Okay. The second row. Yes. I think. Yes. I think he's wearing an Ankara, and he yes, please, sir.
Thank you, Lady Chair. My name once again is Alhaji Sarumi Tunde Kabir of Independent Shareholders Association of Nigeria. I have just a simple question. Please, I refer us to page 45. That's the report of the audit committee. In reading the audit committee by the chairman, he mentioned the attendance. And to my surprise, I see that only the members of the audit committee met only once, 24th January 2023, instead of statutorily stated 4 times. Why this? I would like to know. Do you have something we're hiding for the auditors?
Okay.
Please answer to us.
Then the gentleman right next to him, please, because he's been putting up his hand. And I think I'll just take one more person after him. Just one more person. Yes, on his own side. Yes, the man behind him. I think we'll just end. No. We've taken too many from this side before. So we're facing my right. Please go ahead, sir.
Man. Good morning. It is a great day. Because in recent time, who has investment in all the as shareholders who have investment in almost all the quoted stock, I want to say today is a beautiful day and a wonderful day, because considering the type of delistment that we have seen in recent time, this is a very different case entirely. It is different in the sense that all of us here are happy with this board. Today, without any gainsaying, I want to assure us that we will approve all resolution, because the shareholders generally have come to appreciate the achievement of this board. Honestly, within the period that they are opportune to be shareholders of this organization, they have come to appreciate your achievements within that little period, in terms of dividend payment, in terms of bonus, and above it all, innovative business solution. As a matter of fact, today, I have the voice of all 85% of the shareholders here. I said 85% of the shareholder here, they have chosen to follow the nominee pattern by staying honorable with this board and this company, realizing the achievements you have made within that period in terms of payment of dividend, in terms of bonuses, and innovative ideas in the business era. Mr. Chairman, today, I want to congratulate you for this and assure you once again, we will not waste our time. We will pick each resolution and support all the resolution. Thank you for the opportunity given. Thank you.
Thank you so very much. Yes, please, Mr. Jibuno, are you? Please go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, Board of Directors. I would still like to stand on the existing protocols. Mr. Chairman, I only have one question. And that question is, we shareholders that decide not to, pick the form and stay with crescent registrars. Now, when the company declares dividends, because they are the ones representing us, I hope they themselves will be able to help us transfer our dividends to us. I just want to confirm that. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much. I think those are all the questions. Yes, thank you so much. So can we allow? Sorry. Okay, please, sir.
My interaction with this company is that the managing director, the first meeting I attended, he has shown cause to be a man of integrity and knows what he wants to do. Now, some of us who are delisting, I've just got the form here today. Now we will submit to the registrar. If we have anything against the registrar, whom do we report to here?
Okay, so can we now just take all the questions together? The GMD. All right, GMD, sir, please.
Good morning, distinguished shareholders, regulators, committee members, registrars, auditors, and my fellow directors. It's a good thing to be back here in front of every one of you after a break of about a year. I will be very, very glad to say that the feelings of relations came back. I mean, we've not done this in about 2 years, and we are now coming together once again to hopefully, not necessarily going to be the final time ever that we'll be doing this. As much as we are, as you have seen or you have said, the listing, but we still have one or two pieces of information to share with you before we close today. For the question from Mrs. Shinyobola about shareholders' funds and whether it's been done pari passu. Yes, the computation and the valuation of the price at which we were to pay off the shareholders at the beginning of the delisting. It was not, just done arbitrarily. It was done by experts. We had a lot of consultants, professional consultants, and that had to pass through not just the Nigerian Exchange, but also SEC for approval. And everything was taken into consideration, including the shareholders' funds and the asset size. So I assure you that the price paid was not just something that we picked up the quoted, the quoting board, but it was something that considered everything as at that time. We thank you very much for the vote of integrity test, sir. We have always tried to be above board in everything we did. So we employed very, very strong members of the investment community in coming up with this process. We have explained the need for delisting at that time, and I assure you that we will again continue to engage you, either directly or indirectly through the registrar. And if there is any need to complain about the registrars, we are here to listen. You have our numbers, you have access to us. Yes, they need to apologize to actually. The registrars, I believe, need to apologize with the fact that as of yesterday, I think, some of you are just finding out that there were payments made. Meanwhile, the monies had been with them from the word go. All right? So if you have a complaint, you want us to report them to SEC, tell us to say they should give you the interest that has accrued on the money that they've held. Write to us and we'll take it up. But I'm sure you will still give them a pass, right? Thank you. The other question regarding the audit committee. The 2022 to date, not necessarily just for business, but particularly for business and for board relations were quite unstable. And as much as we can try and defend, we only met once, we just want to say, with all the apologies, with all the things that we are going, with a heavy sense of responsibility, all the processes that we are going through back and forth with the stock exchange, the Nigerian exchange, and SEC, and the various regulators, it did not allow us to really settle down to be able to prepare, to give it the kind of quality of meetings regarding the audit committee that we could set, to do that for for that period of 2023. So we apologize for that, sir. I hope you accept our apologies. Yes, Mr. Jibuno, Chief Jibuno. Well, the shares we are held with Christian registrars. The dividends will be paid to Christian registrars. The monies will be with them. If you don't get your dividends on time, you will know when we pay. We will let you know how to collect your money from them. And I think they are responsible. They now have a very strong, they evolved into Christian. They used to be Oceanic registrars. So Christian registrars, I know a few people I know a number of them on the board from the chairman. So if you have any complaints again, let us know. I will report straight to the chairman and the board members. Thank you all very much. Meanwhile, before I even sit down and close, we may be going through this process of delisting now, but I can assure you that we continue to remain a very critical part of the investment community of Nigeria and outside. We had very valid, very important reasons to have gone through this process of delisting at this time. The association with all of you and being on the board and the regulators exposed us not just to the local community of watchers, but the international community of watchers as well. And it has attracted a lot of unwanted attention as well from a number of the authorities. I won't go into too much details. And it's affected cash flows to a large extent, affected the kind of dividend we should be paying back to you. It affected quite a bit of what we're able to do, not just for yourselves, but for ourselves, for all the other shareholders as well, stakeholders. And these are just the things you've seen. Beyond this term competition that you can see here, we also had competitions. We just concluded one last Sunday, the under 15 boys and girls football competition that was sponsored both by the company and my humble self. That we've done the 7th edition, or is it the 8th edition that we did this year. We also continue to go ahead and engage our local community as a stakeholder group by doing what we call the skill acquisition, voluntary skill acquisition programs twice a year that has benefited everybody around here. We will continue to do good by all of you. You remain as stakeholders, and we'll continue to expect your counsel and your advice. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
Thank you very much, Chief Executive Officer. Thank you for the explanation provided. I hereby declare that the audited financial statements of the company for the year ended 31st December 2023 and the reports of the directors, auditors, report, and audit committee thereon be and is hereby properly laid before the members of the company, and that the directors be discharged of their responsibilities to the company in respect of the audited accounts. Can you settle down, please? We are now moving to the section where various resolutions earlier read by the company secretary will be passed. The registrars will announce the result of the votes for each resolution, and shareholders will have 30 seconds to vote on each resolution. I confirm that many shareholders have sent their proxy forms indicating how their votes should be cast. The next item on the agenda is the re-election of directors. The directors to retire are those who have been longest in the service since their last election. In accordance with Section 285, subsection 2 of the Companies and Allied Matters Act 2020 and the Company's Articles of Association, Mr. Femi Adekoya, being the longest serving director since the last election, retired by rotation during the year under review. Being eligible, the director has offered himself for re-election. May I ask a shareholder to move that Mr. Adekoya, who retired by rotation and who being eligible has offered himself for a re-election, be and is hereby re-elected as a director of the company. Okay, I think I need to go to the back this time around. Yes, this woman, yes, the woman, yes.
Thank you, Mr. Shep. Madam, Okele Yadenike Elizabeth, I move the motion.
Thank you. Can somebody at the back at this, my left, at the back? Yes, he's standing up already, I reckon. You're standing, sir.
Okay. Thank you. I, if I can do, Louis, supporting that motion.
If I can do, yes. Okay. I now put the resolution to the meeting for a vote. In registrars, please announce the result of the poll after voting. Indicate. Those in favor, please could you indicate by raising up your hands? Can I? Are we going to use the register for this meeting? Yes? And all right. Okay, so can I declare that any against? Any against? All right. So we will accept this as unanimously carried. Thank you so very much. Thank you. The next business of the day is to authorize the directors to determine the remuneration of the independent auditors, ABAX OSAL professionals, who have indicated their willingness to continue in the office in the ensuing year. As you are aware, CAMA provides that the remuneration of the auditors be fixed at the general meetings. I hereby move that the directors be and are hereby authorized to fix the remuneration of the auditors, ABAX OSAL professionals, who have indicated their willingness to hold office from the conclusion of this general meeting until the conclusion of the next general meeting of this company. Will another member of the company please second the motion? I think I'm going to now go to the right. And there's a woman standing. Well, she stood before you, ma. So can I? Yes. Please second.
Thank you, Mr. Chairperson, my name is Shofolahun Mary Joke. I move the motion.
You
Thank
second.
You.
Please, what's your name again?
Okay, I second the motion.
And your name is?
Shofolahun.
So, I also put this resolution to the meeting for voting. Registrars, please conduct the voting and announce the poll. Can we have by an indication of hands? For those in favor? Any against, please? And so we accept this as carried unanimously, since there's no dissenting vote. On behalf of the board of directors and the entire shareholders of this company, I equally extend the deep and sincere sympathies of the members of the board. Your chairman is speaking, sir. We would appreciate if everybody settles down. Thank you. On behalf of the board of directors and the entire shareholders of this company, I equally extend the deep and sincere sympathies of the members of the board to the firm of Abax Osa Professional on the passage of Mr. Baba Bode Oshunkoya, the erstwhile managing partner of the firm, to the life beyond. With over 30 years of experience spanning banking, accounting, asset leasing, and consulting, Mr. Oshunkoya passed away on November 21st, 2023, after a brief illness. Mr. Baba Bode was also the chairman of the board of directors of Access Holdings until his death. May his gentle soul rest in perfect peace. The fourth agenda item is to elect the representatives of the shareholders of the company who will serve on the statutory audit committee for the financial year ending 31st of December 2024. Section 404, subsection 3 of the Companies and Allied Matters Act 2020 mandates every public company to establish an audit committee, and that the same committee shall consist of 3 representatives of the shareholders and 2 non-executive directors to be nominated by the board of directors. The auditors, in addition to their reports to the shareholders, are required to submit a report to this committee. In line with the provisions of the section 249, subsection 3 of the Companies and Allied Matters Act 2020. Please be reminded that a demand for a pool is prohibited as far as this resolution is concerned. Therefore, voting for this resolution will be carried out by a showing of hands only. The board of directors of the company, my distinguished shareholders, looks like there's a bit of noise coming from the floor. This is a very serious meeting we are having here, and we'll appreciate if everybody settles down. I will continue and expect that there won't be as much noise. The board of directors of the company has unanimously nominated Mr. Adekoya and myself as its representative on the statutory audit committee for the year ending 31st December 2024. Concerning the representatives of shareholders on the audit committee, the company secretary receives 3 valid nominations from the members of the company. The nominees are hereby advised to please stand up for recognition and as I call their names individually. The nominees are Mr. Moses Ayodele, Lawrence Jidua, and Mr. Hakim Batula. in view of the fact that only 3 valid nominations were received to fill the existing vacancies opened to the representatives of the shareholders on the audit committee as far as the 2024 financial year is concerned, there shall be no need for an election. Furthermore, I hereby declare the following individuals appointed as members of the statutory audit committee till the conclusion of the next annual general meeting of the company. Mr. Femi Adekoya, non-executive director. Your acting chairman, Ms. Iruna Ejibe, non-executive, of course, and these distinguished gentlemen. Thank you so very much. Yeah. Okay. Please, you need to correct that. This Mr. Ayodele Ogundeji, please. Yeah. The next business of the day is the disclosure of the remuneration of managers of the company. Section 257 of the Companies and Allied Matters Act 2020 provides that the disclosure of the remuneration of managers of the company for the year ended 31st December 2023 be done at this general meeting. Accordingly, I hereby draw the shareholders' attention to page 110 of the annual reports and accounts, where managers' remuneration has been duly disclosed. Dear esteemed shareholders, you will recall that a resolution to delist the securities of the company from the Nigerian Exchange Limited, NGX, was approved by the shareholders at the 17th annual general meeting of the company held on Tuesday, 26th of July 2022, subject to the applicable rules of NGX and compliance with other statutory requirements. The shareholders further authorized the board of directors to appoint the professional parties and advisors, perform all such other acts, and do all such other things as may be necessary for or incidental to affecting the said resolutions at the said general meeting. Dear shareholders, it now becomes expedient to pass the following resolutions further to the approval earlier obtained from the shareholders regarding the said delisting on the 26th of July 2022. I hereby call on a shareholder to move 1. That the remainder of shareholders who do not wish to remain as shareholders of the company will be paid the mandatory takeovers consideration. That the directors of Courteville Business Solutions PLC be and are hereby authorized to appoint Crescent Registrars Limited as the nominee. That Crescent Registrars Limited shall aggregate and represent the beneficial interests of the shareholders who opt to remain as shareholders of the company through the nominee arrangement as signified by completion of the election form. That the Crescent Registrars Limited shall be the shareholders on record concerning the remainder shares held by the remainder shareholders that opt for the nominee arrangement, and that the company's board of directors be and is hereby authorized to take all necessary steps to effect the above stated resolutions. Will another member please second the motion? Okay, I had asked for somebody to move actually. So, in line with gender, again, there's a woman on the first row here, even though she came late, but I will give her the opportunity to move.
Thank you, Mr. Chairlady. I move the motion.
Please, what's your name, ma'am?
My name is Igbasomi Bukola.
Okay. And please, will another member please second the motion? Can I go to my right? Am I allowed to go to my right? I have a man with face cap standing. He's been standing for a while.
Thank you, the chairperson. The name is Martin Akim Abiola. I so second the motion.
Thank you so very much. I hereby put this resolution to the meeting for voting. Registrars, please conduct the voting and announce. And I think we can, yes, those in support by a show of hands. Did I hear everybody? Do we have any dissenting? Can I call to fulfill that? Any dissenting? Can we? Okay, there's an observation. Should we close the voting before the observation or after? Okay, let me take that observation.
Chairman, all members of the board, my name is Adeleke Oladimeji. I've been sitting down here since raising my hand up. The chairman did not recognize me. In this annual report, please, all of us cannot sleep and face the same direction, please. In this annual report that we are holding, the time for this meeting is supposed to be 12. We started by 11. Some people are outside about to come here, believe they are coming to a meeting that's supposed to start by 12. Now, by the time with my watch now, it is 11:40. And this meeting is supposed to be started. This document is legal. The time stated in this annual report is 12. Me, I don't know, and our regulators are here. They are watching us in this kind of act. I don't know how we are going to do it. Permission against the annual report that has been circulated.
One house, Mr. Deleke, I want to thank you for your observation. But the noble truth is that as shareholders, we have the right to rub minds and exchange ideas. Our honorable chairperson actually asked for permission, and it was granted by the entire esteemed shareholder. Please make progress. Please make progress.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you, my honorable shareholders. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you, shareholders. I'd like Thank you. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you. My shareholders, please. I'd like you to settle down. I'd like us to settle down and continue our meeting. Can I also just state that everybody, as a very responsible company, we believe everybody has a voice, and he was within his right to make the observation. And I'm also glad that, we've explained that this was a resolution that we all agreed to. So thank you very much. Oh, we have now. It was carried now. So, can we now complete? Yes. Having accepted that all we have unanimous. Yes. This was carried unanimously. The results were carried unanimously. Secretary. The next business of the day is also a special business, which is to approve the remuneration of directors. The director's remuneration has remained unchanged since its approval at the last general meeting of the company, held on the 26th of July 2022, and the same is in the aggregate sum of 10,300,000 naira. The same is now being tabled before the shareholders for approval in compliance with the Companies and Allied Matters Act 2020. I also reiterate that no executive director receives sitting allowances during the year under review, in line with the best practices. I hereby call on a shareholder to move that the director's remuneration for the period ending 31st December 2024 and for succeeding years until reviewed by the company be and are hereby fixed at a sum of 10,300,000 naira only. I'm going to the back again. There's somebody in black on my left. Yes. Can you move the motion, please, sir? Okay. Please, what?
Thank you, Sharedi. If I can do, Louis, moving that motion.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I have a latecomer sitting in front of me wearing blue. I'll give him an opportunity to second. Yes, please, sir.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Chairperson. My name is Engineer Binio Sharafa. Second the motion.
About to follow for. I further put this resolution to the meeting for voting. Registrars, please conduct the voting and announce the result of the poll. Can we please indicate by a raising of hands? The table is about to fall. Please, do we have any dissenting voice here? Okay, we will accept this as carried unanimously. Thank you so much. We have now come to the end of all the formal businesses transacted at this annual general meeting. In the absence of any other matter to be considered, I would like, Registrar, you want to say something?
Yes, they need to apologize on that.
Registrar? Okay, so please, there's an...
Good afternoon once again. Please, I want to beg our esteemed shareholders, if you have not mandated your accounts, please collect the form outside. That will enable us make payment to you. Because if we don't have the details, there is no way we can pass the money to you. Please, I'm begging you, if you know other people that are shareholders of this company, please extend the forms to them so that they can help us to serve you well. Thank you. And also, if you're filling form for takeover, please submit it to us. Some people collected forms here. If you can help us complete those forms, I assure you by next week you have your money. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We have now come to the end of all the formal businesses transacted at this annual general meeting. In the absence of any other matter to be considered, I would like to thank our esteemed shareholders for attending this meeting on behalf of the members of the board. Your utmost interest in the success of the company are also appreciated. I now declare this 19th annual general meeting closed. I further wish you all a safe journey to your various destinations. I sincerely thank all of you for attending this general meeting. And I ask that we all rise to sing the national anthem. I'm reminding you again, it's the new national anthem. Hail our own dear native land, though tribe and tongue may differ, in brotherhood we stand. Nigerians all are proud to serve our sovereign motherland. Safe journey to your different destinations.